I wanted to show a simple workflow of how to get the deep green colors in Davinci, which is used in many of the Western videos. So the first thing I do is typical. I'm going to select the input color space. I'm going to put a CST here, select Canon Cinema Gamut, C-Log 3 and convert it to Davinci Wide Gamut because you get the best dynamic range out of this to edit. And then next I'm going to add the CST out, which converts it to Rex 709, but here in this case I'm using a LUT. I am not much into LUTs, but I wanted to demonstrate one of the video with the LUT this time. So I'm converting it back from DaVinci to Rex 709, but output gamma I'm using Cineon film log because I'm going to use a LUT here, and this is the LUT. So I'm enabling the LUT. Sorry, 1 minute. So how to add LUT is I'll go to LUT here, select film looks, selecting Fujifilm D65 351 3DI, and there are a couple of these are all inbuilt and these are free which you can use. So the next thing is I'm going to select my primaries. Here what I've done is I've done adjustment, little bit of adjustments in gamma, gain and lift. I have not touched the white balance here because I feel that I really took care of that at the time of shooting. So in the other node, the third node, I'm going to go with the look adjustment. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this lift, which is mostly affecting the shadows towards cyan and blue color, and gamma is kind of your midtones. I'm gonna pull it somewhere near orange and red in between that. So it depends on the footage that you have, and you can play around with it, what kind of look you're going with. Usually I'm very subtle with this because it can impact very huge if you play with them, and you'll end up getting color cast. And the other thing is this gain. So typically gains is I do not touch in most of the cases, but here I wanted to see the light which is coming in. If I make it little warm, how does it look? So basis that I've made some minor adjustment in gain. So I'm going to my curves adjustment. In this, I'm not doing any changes in the hue. Sometimes in most of my videos, I in fact do that. And I'm going to go to the saturation curve. I'm going to bring down yellows, greens, and oranges. And I'm not touching blues because I don't see much of blues in this video. Then the rest of the stuff I leave it as it is. So this is where my look adjustment comes. For saturation, what I do is I want to bring back the colors which I reduce here, but this way you get better depth and it's well controlled. So I'm going to color space and select HSV. After I do that, I'll go to channels. I'm going to disable both channel 1 and 3, and then go back to the color wheels. In gain, you can increase or decrease. This way you don't get way all the pixels will not get affected, only a certain pixels will be affected, and you get a really good output this way. And the other one, this is like top secret that I use. This is nothing but the glow effect. I think it's looking a bit dull, and this was the look that I was going for in this case. So once this is with glow, this is without glow. Even without glow, it looks pretty good if you are going for this kind of a look. But I wanted to do a little bit moody here, but still warm. So I always bring down this shine threshold. And one thing I do is I select either soft light or screen. That again depends on your video. So I select soft light. Then you can check the spread, play around this. You're going to get the hang of that. Then gain is something, how much that is going to be your strength, how much gain you want. This is the gamma again, which you can play around. And saturation you can bring down or you can increase, so I just leave it as it is. In default it's not doing much in my. Then CST out was already there. This is the LUT which I selected. Then in this case I am adding a film grain which will give it an authentic filmic look. I like this. I do not like something very clean and digitally looking kind of a thing. I am not a fan of that. Then I want to bring back some sharpness without overdoing it. So I'm going to select this. I'll go to the blur tab in color page, and I don't bring down beyond 47. That is the sweetest spot. Rarely do you require to go below 47. And another thing I do is I bring down a little bit of midtone details. This will give you that matte, smooth look if you bring down the midtones. So this is where I end. So film grain and sharpness are some of the effects I use after the CST out, and I feel they work better that way because they are not affecting the colors or anything. So that's the reason I use them at last. So I hope this helps people who are looking at this type of grading. I always wanted to do a video and help out people who are looking for some kind of a tutorial. Thank you.